I don't do this, and by this I mean talk in front of people, which is why I'll be reading a short statement today about why myself and some other mothers have formed a group called Moms for Donohue McCann, and why it is so important to have an event that celebrates families in the 1st District. We welcome our candidates for Assembly, my husband Michael Donohue and his running mate John McCann, and we especially thank the Honorable former U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania, Rick Santorum, for coming here. So, most of you know, as one of 7 children in an Irish, Italian, Catholic family, my husband is the father of 3 and the uncle of 19, so he appreciates that he wouldn't be here at all if it wasn't for the support of his family. Even though he's the youngest of 7, his parents, Lenny and Bill, who are here today, raised him to be a leader, and he has qualities that will make him a great legislator when he's elected in November. Chiefly, I want to say Michael has the strongest sense of right and wrong of anyone I know, and I can say that because in the 15 years that I've known him, he's never once been wrong. So here, I'll turn it over to him, and let him say a few words.
My turn?
Thanks, Tony. That's not true. I want to thank you all for coming. It's a great day today. We've spent a lot of time throughout the 1st District already. I am here to recruit all of you, to recruit you to join this movement. We are up against some opponents that you won't see or hear a whole lot from, but you'll get a whole lot of stuff in your mail. You'll see a whole lot of things on TV. And we won't be afraid to contrast ourselves with them and point out where we're different, because we are different. We are the Republican candidates for State Assembly. And when we talk about our opponents, we're going to hear a lot about how they are independent candidates. They're running from John Corzine as fast as they can. But I want you to think about 2 numbers when you think about our opponents. Think about the number 1, like the 1st District we're in, and think about the number 95. The number 1 relates to the first vote that these guys cast every year they've been in the Assembly. And that vote is to establish the control of the state legislature in New Jersey. And year after year after year, they have voted to install the Democratic leadership in Trenton. That's the first vote that they have casted every year to make a guy named Joe Roberts from Camden County the Speaker of the Assembly, so that he can appoint like-minded Democrats to every committee chairmanship in Trenton, so that they can move forward John Corzine and Jim McGreevy's policies that go throughout the state of New Jersey and leave us in the state that we're in. The other number is 95. 95% of the time, Nelson Albano and Matt Milam have voted with John Corzine. You know, when you vote with somebody 95% of the time, I think it's very difficult to say you're independent of those people. And when you vote for the establishment of Democratic control of the legislature 100% of the time, you're batting 1,000 with your Democratic caucus. I may be a lowly Phillies fan, but I know somebody who's batting 1,000 is pretty solid with their team. And they are part of that team. In fact, the Star-Ledger reported today that the Speaker of the Assembly announced that all of the Assembly Democrats will be running with John Corzine as a team. They said, "We will run together and we will win together." That's a quote. So don't be fooled by the mail you get and the ads you hear and see on TV. Because remember that number 95. 95% of the time they voted for the McGreevy-Corzine agenda, an agenda that has left us with the highest property taxes in the nation, the least friendly business state in the nation, the second highest income taxes in the nation. How many people here work? You're working until September 6th this year to pay the government. Tax amnesty day for you in New Jersey is September 6th. What you've worked for up to there goes to pay the government. That's how bad things are in New Jersey. We want to talk about how good things can be in New Jersey because we've had a lot of empty promises. McGreevy-Corzine administrations have promised us tax relief that has never come. They've promised us business incentives that have never come. But they can come. Those things can come. I believe that we can change New Jersey. I believe that Chris Christie at the top of this ticket believes that we can change New Jersey. I believe that we have to start fostering policies that give businesses incentives, that give the small business owners that are here, and I see a lot of you out there because I know you, the incentive to hire more people, the incentive to grow your business, not to worry about over-regulation, not to worry about higher taxes every year, year in and year out. And we're here celebrating family today throughout the 1st District. These policies from Trenton are anti-family. When you have tax increases, when you have over-regulation, it takes money out of your pocket, out of the Gills' pockets who are trying to care for their kids, out of the Smiths' pockets. It takes money out of your pocket that you should be using to provide for your family. What is a pro-family policy? A tax cut is pro-family. Because when we cut your taxes, when we cut taxes on your business, you have more money to supply school things for your kids. This time of year, we're all getting the list from school of everything they need, and it all costs money. And when you raise the sales tax on all those things, it costs even more money. So John McCann and I, together with Chris Christie, are running on a family, pro-family platform, and that means we do those things that help families. We cut taxes. We give businesses incentives. That's one of the great things about standing with Rick Santorum around the district today. He's a man who has spoken on these issues clearly and loudly for 20 years in the public eye. These are the issues that we understand. Small government, lower taxes, enhance the family life, enhance the business opportunity for the citizens of New Jersey. I want to thank you all for coming out today. Gene, you got another introduction? Thank you very much.
The state of ours has the best education that you could want for your kids. Your hospitals are second to none. We can go from the beaches to the farms. We can go wherever you want, and there's people throughout the country who wish they could live in a wonderful state like we have. And here we are, we have it. And yet, there's no one in this, there's no other state that's losing population the way we are losing population. New Jersey, because of the taxes, because you can't keep your jobs. 200,000 people have left New Jersey. Now you live here and I live here. We know how wonderful it is. You have to be asking yourself, well, why would they possibly want to leave? Now I happen to be in the business of real estate. And when I started in the 80s, our files were this thick. They are now that thick to sell a residential house. It is unbelievable the regulations that are put upon the small businesses in this state. And started from Governor McGreevey all the way up. When Governor McGreevey became governor, he hired 5,000 new employees. Previous to the governor, the state was running just fine. I don't know where we needed these 5,000 extra employees with their pensions and the taxes that we have to pay on those folks. It is unbelievable. We are overregulated, we are overtaxed. And that's my voice that I'm telling you that I'm going to be standing on the assembly floor and say, we had enough. I'm going door to door throughout Lower Township right now, and people are coming out and sitting on the stoop and talking to us saying, this has to stop. We are overregulated. We are overtaxed. I can't even afford to live here. You go into Cape May and you talk to the business owners, those people that have those magnificent beachfront hotels are making no money. Their taxes are killing them. They sit there and they tell us in groups. It is unbelievable. And that's what we're going to bring to the State House. That's what Chris Christie's going to bring, Mike Donohue's going to bring, and I'm going to bring. And that's our commitment. We are a small business. That's all we are. Nothing fancy, just small business who grind it out. And we have to stop the regulations, and we have to stop the taxes. And that's where we are. Thank you very much for being with us today.